Hey guys, welcome back to another DeltaMath tutorial. Today we're going to be taking a look at this assignment, which is solving linear systems graphically, also known as solving systems of equations via graphing. Now, this problem gives us two equations, both with an x and a y in there, and wants us to graph them and find the solution. Of course, the solution being the x value and the y value that would make the system work effectively, right? Now, the way we do this is by graphing both lines and then identifying the point where they intersect, because the point where a set of lines intersect is where we find the solution at. So we can graph these by hand, and you're absolutely welcome to do that, but I'm sure we've already learned how to graph lines. Really, the goal here is how to understand taking this graph and identifying where that solution is. So we're going to use Desmos to help us out on graphing and to make it a little bit quicker and easier for the purposes of this video. But if you are looking for how to actually graph a line utilizing slope and y-intercept, check out some of our other tutorials. All right, so let's go ahead and type these equations in on Desmos. Y equals 3x minus 8 and y equals negative x minus 4. So I'm going to go over here and type these in. Y equals 3x minus 8. And you know what? Let's just look at this one first before we even type in that second one. So as I look at this, I am going to zoom out just a little bit, make it easier for you guys to see on screen. And I'm going to see, okay, well, this line passes through negative 8. And then, this line looks like it also passes through this point right here, 1, negative 4. So I'm going to use these two coordinates, 0, negative 8, and 1, negative 4, to kind of copy this line over to my DeltaMath graph. So let's do that. Over here, I'll plot the negative 8 y-intercept, and then the 1, did we say it was negative 4 or negative 5? I think it was negative 4. Oh gosh, I said negative 4, but look at that. I was very wrong. That's right on the line of negative 5. What was I thinking? You guys are probably going off in the comments about how I don't know what I'm doing already, right? So we have our first line graphed. Let's go ahead and take this second equation, hop back over to Desmos, graph it, and then we can get it put on the graph as well. So y equals negative x minus 4. Got to take down the screen writing to type in here though. Negative x minus 4. So we see that second line show up. What I actually like to do is turn off the visibility of the first line we had, just so that we can really focus on this new line that's on the graph. And it actually looks like we're going to be lucky enough here that both of its intercepts cross through whole number points so that we can put those in on DeltaMath. Because one thing we have to know about DeltaMath is that we're not able to put in decimal coordinates on a graph. We're only able to plot whole numbered actual points on a coordinate plane, right? So negative 4 is the x-intercept and negative 4 is the y-intercept. That's going to make things pretty easy for us. So let's hop back on over and put those 2 points on here. Negative 4 on both the x and the y-axis. And we can see both lines are now on the graph. We said earlier that this graph is actually where we find the solution to this system of equations as well. And that solution is found by the point where the two lines intersect. So we can read that off of this graph. Of course, we can look at this and say, well, it looks as if they cross right here, which is at the point, I'm not going to name it wrong this time, 1, negative 5. And that would tell us that this has an x value of 1 and a y value of negative 5. So if I were to go back to these original equations that are right up here and I plugged in 1 for x and negative 5 for y, I would actually get the correct answer. The equation would work. It would make a true mathematical statement. Let's go ahead and type our solution in here though, just to make sure we're right like we always do. And do be aware you have to put it in coordinates written as a point, as an ordered pair. If you don't write it as an ordered pair, DeltaMath's not going to count it right for you. So make sure we write it like this, hit enter, and look at that. We got it. So that's the big thing you want to know on these, is that you need to graph both lines and then identify the coordinate where they intersect, and that ordered pair is the solution, or the x value and y value to the system. If you have any questions about this, guys, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer those for you. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in another DeltaMath tutorial.